So I come in, I do those informal assessments. After we get a pretty good picture of the child and the paperwork and observing, then a good BCBA will do some formal assessments. And there's some tools that they use that are managed across people and time. And so a behavior analyst in Utah would use the same one that someone in Florida might use. And so those tools are used to get a very clear picture of how a skill, or what skills are missing, and where the child should be at a particular age maybe for that skill. So it gives us an idea of where their language is compared to other people or kids that age. So we've got our informal, our formal, and then the next thing is your behavior analyst will go home or to their office and start figuring out where the skill deficits are and start writing a treatment plan. That treatment plan will be ideas for what the functions of behavior. So we looked at the antecedents of behavior. I know what the behavior looks like, and I know what the consequence of that behavior was. So we talked a little bit about that. But we've got the antecedent where maybe they're hungry and tired. The behavior is the tantrum, and the consequence is that the mom gives them the candy bar. So that information tells me a lot about why the child is behaving the way they are, because tantruming gets them the candy bar. And that's a really simple thing that then I'm home in my office trying to figure out, how can I help this behavior? How can I help this family solve this behavior and other behaviors? So we're going to identify what is the most significant behavior first that needs to be addressed. We can't address everything all at once. So there's kind of a rating scale for what we might choose first. Really, if there's something that's causing harm to the child, or to the family, if they're biting, those kinds of things take priority, and we need to address those first. So I take all of the deficits and I kind of rank them and figure out, what do we need to address first? I also want to choose something that can be fixed as quickly as possible, because I want you to see results as quickly as possible too, because behavior change can be hard. We could talk about extinction bursts, but so it can get hard, and I want you to see results as fast as possible. So I would choose something that is quickly changeable, that would make the biggest difference in your life and stop something that might be dangerous. So I make this treatment plan, I bring it back to you, and I say, these are the things that I think we need to address. This is the order that I think we need to address them. This is how I would like to address them. And then you have an opportunity to decide whether or not you want to address those things first in that way. And I think it's really important that parents understand their part in this, that they are a team player in this, that they get to help decide what gets changed and when and how. And I just really want to empower parents to see that part of it, because it's huge. And bad things can happen if you allow somebody else to have total control. And that's not an ABA thing. That's not anything specific. It is true of all of our things. As parents, we need to be very, very aware of what a treatment is, how it's going to be done, when it's going to be done, and be involved enough to know if it's not the best treatment for our child. I really want, at this point, to tell parents how adamantly I feel, that you feel empowered, and I want it to be a red flag if you ever feel left out of a decision-making process, whether it's an IEP or with your behavior analyst, with a counselor, anything. If they've made you feel somehow that you don't have any power in this, that your opinion doesn't matter, that should be a red flag, and you should seek other information. Call me, or someone, so that we can make sure that you get more than one-sided, because you are the primary decision maker for your child. And if your gut tells you something wrong, I want people to start listening to their gut more often. The gut tells you a lot.